The Grand Canyon University has outlined 10 traits of highly effective, successful teachers. And those are high expectations, fairness, curiosity, honesty, respect for the diversity of others, professional conduct, advocacy, dedication, compassion, and reflection. Hi, I'm Lawrence Jones. I teach music grades through K through 5 in the public school system, and I'd like to share with you my aspirations and goals for my classes. One, I have high expectations for my students. I set high goals for each and every student that comes through my door. I guide them through each activity that we do. I help them. I observe their weaknesses and strengths and do what I can do to push them to achieve their goals, because I believe that each and every student can learn and can achieve high level of success. Fairness. I am fair to all of my students. I treat each equally. As they come in the room, I shake their hands. They sit down, and I go through my guidelines and expectations for the class. Respect for themselves. They must come into the room ready to learn, willing to work, and show that they will work. Before they can respect others, and if they respect others, they will help each other. They will respect the fact that each and every person in the room is there for a reason, and that to be treated as they would treat themselves in the classroom. And I also ask that they respect the classroom, that we are here to learn music, and we'll do anything that is related to that subject. Curiosity. I pique my students' curiosity because I believe that no student can be taught without seeing a need in their life to do so. So I bring instruments and teach them how to play real instruments. And I push them, and they take to it. I give them opportunities to learn for things that they are interested in, and I guide them along and help them to achieve their goals. Honesty is another trait that I try to model for my students. I never lie to my students, and I'm very transparent. I make time for my students whenever they ask, and if I can't, I'll tell them so. Respect for the diversity of others is also another trait that I value very highly. I set forth that each student must respect one another. I respect what backgrounds they come from, what nationalities, what kind of ethnic diversity that may be in a classroom, and I not only do I respect it, I honor it. Professional conduct. I carry myself in a way in front of the staff, teachers, students, and parents alike in that I follow the rules and guidelines. And once again, I treat others as I would like to be treated myself. Professional conduct is something that separates teachers who will continue in the profession and those who will not, in my opinion. Advocacy is another trait that when my students come in the classroom, I remind them of not just why they're learning for themselves, but I bring the community into the matter and tell them that we are all a part of a community. In this classroom, we're learners in this learning community, and we have the responsibility to give to others in the community. And by learning music and learning how to play musical instruments, they have something that they can share with the community to bring the community together. Because after all, that's where I come from. I've seen teachers and I've respected highly, and they've made me aspire to become a teacher as well, to give back to the community. Dedication. I wake up each morning at 4, get ready, and I drive sometimes 5, 6 hours a day in transit just to get to the school that I go to teach, because I believe that these kids in this neighborhood deserve just as much of a quality education as any neighborhood anywhere. I don't miss days. I'm always available for my students. Compassion is another area where I feel that I have strong goals. I share with my students any kind of thing that has to do with them. I talk with them if they have issues. After class, during lunch hour, many of my students come and they share problems and they share their goals and aspirations with me. And I guide them because, after all, I am an educator and I am to give my service to the community, and that's my goal. And at the end of the day, when I teach a class, I've been doing it for 22 years already, and I'm always looking for new ways and new approaches to teach the same things that I teach my students so that I can keep it fresh and keep the students curious to learn more. And even though a lesson may have gone well, I still reflect on each and every student in the classroom because it's always a mix and you never teach the same class twice. Every student is different and you have to reflect upon how you give your class and how they take what you have to say. And you have to reflect upon those things in order to the next time that you see them and do better. And all of these qualities, I believe they're interrelated. I share with my students and I care for them because this is the job that I chose. This is my dedication to my life work is to make sure that students get music and that they are sharing it with the community that they're involved in. So to me, these things are what makes a teacher look like a teacher, and not so much the clothes that they wear. Although those clothes that you wear do have an impact, but what you do speaks louder than any words that you could ever share with your students. So, I can always improve upon all of these areas, and I'm constantly reflecting and looking at ways that I can. I take classes and I go to trainings every chance that I get because I'm very passionate about music. And I always share those passions that I have with my students, staff, teachers, and parents alike.